Sell in May and go away. This is a strategy or a narrative that's been pushed year after year after year here in the crypto space, which encourages crypto investors to sell all of their crypto in the month of May, watch it dip in May, June, and July, and oftentimes rebuy back in August or September when crypto prices will historically perform better. And today what I want to do is kind of talk a little bit about why I think this is a flawed narrative and why I personally don't play the sell in May and go away game. Now, there's two core reasons. The first one's obvious and the second one's a little bit more mentality based. So let me just give you the obvious one first. Now, the obvious one is that, listen, historically speaking, sell in May and go away has been a very strong thing to do, right? May, June, July, they're not great months here in the world of crypto. And so being able to sell now and buy back in, if you've been doing it the last couple of years, you've been able to make some pretty good gains. But the obvious flaw with this is that eventually this isn't going to happen. Eventually there's going to be a year or maybe even multiple years where May, June, and July are the best months in the world of crypto. And what may cause that? I don't know. Crypto is an expanding asset class. Maybe Trump comes out right now and says that he's going to do this thing that's going to cause the market to boom. Or Jerome Powell is going to do this thing that's going to cause the market to boom. And next thing you know, we're going against historical data because we're in a new year. Every year is a new year. And so although historical data is important, you can't base all of your plays all the time off purely historical data because, again, we are in an ever expanding asset class. Okay, so that's the obvious one. Now, the less obvious one that is more mentality based, which is what I wanted to talk to you all about today, is more revolving around the idea of why people do this, right? What you have to understand is that if you sell in May and go away, you are fundamentally going against the core principles of investing as a long-term investor in general. The core principles of investing as a long-term investor are to buy in the lows and sell in the highs. Buy when everyone is fearful, sell when everyone's greedy. And I know it's cliche, and I know that's so corny. I absolutely hate hearing that come out my mouth, but it is the reality, and it is what has allowed me to be able to survive and make profits in this crypto market for several years. Buy when everyone's scared, sell when everyone's not scared. It's very simple. And the core fundamental principle behind sell in May and go away is to sell before everything gets bad and just buy back in when everything is good. Now, I'm not too mad about the idea of selling in May. Right? I don't particularly think that's what bothers me because historically, when May comes around, we are usually pretty up like we are right now. But the whole idea of, well, I'll just come back when the market's green is kind of just dumb, right? The best opportunities that you can capitalize on, not only just in the stock market, but in the crypto market, the real estate market, and several other asset classes, are to be purchasing when everyone is scared. And so in moments like now, when everyone's scared and everyone's taking profit and everybody thinks that May might be the worst month on earth and that everything's just going to go down, now is not the time to join that crowd of people and leave the space. Now is the time, the month of May, the month of June, the month of July, is the time to start doubling down not only just on your knowledge, but also on your bags. Find those assets that you think have potential and start doing more research into them, learning what makes them tick, what causes them to pump, what causes them to dump. If you're a trader, learn new indicators, learn new strategies, learn how to take profit better, learn how to exit better. Now is the time to do that. Not just leave in May and just come back when everyone's excited. If you continuously invest only when times are good and you always leave when times are bad, you are at its core objectively causing yourself to mitigate the gains that you could possibly see over an extended period of time. And although they may seem not even super huge, like insignificant, over time, these months where you're just leaving when everything gets bad, those possible gains you could have seen, they compound. And so although you could have seen 20% gains this year and 20% next year and 20% next year, over the course of 10 years, if you just consistently don't invest during the bad times, you are missing out on hundreds, if not thousands of percentages in gains. And so the whole idea behind selling May and go away, although on paper looks good, removes the practicality of investing when everyone is scared and selling when everyone feels good. And that's what you need to be doing here in this world of crypto if you want to survive. Because listen, you don't get gains often in the crypto market. You don't get 100xers, 50xers, 20xers often in the crypto market. These things happen just every now and then, occasionally, rarely. And if you are someone who is investing when times are bad, you give yourself a better opportunity to be one of the lucky investors who is investing and who is holding bags when we get those big pumps. And if you are someone who is selling when everyone's scared and you just come back when everyone's excited, you are objectively removing potential for yourself to be able to capitalize on the big gains that you came to the crypto market for. If you want stable gains, if you want small gains, Go buy stocks. Go try to invest in real estate over time as you build up that cash portfolio, right? But the crypto market is one where there are massive gains that could be made, and you are cutting off your arms and legs by leaving when everyone else is scared. And so although I do understand why on paper it's tempting, right? It's tempting. Fundamentally, it's flawed. And I hope you all can see that. So let me know your thoughts in the description down below. Don't forget to check out the links to BTCC if you want to start trading today, which I think isn't a terrible time. And check out the link to the school down below if you want to learn more things just like this. But I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.